Welcome to Yoga When You've Not Slept. My name is Suzanne Lawson from White Branches, and thank you for joining me on the mat. You might need a couple of knee pads or a cushion for your knees, a block, and we're just going to run through some postures that will really help you set up for your day if you haven't had any sleep or you've just had a few hours sleep. I know how this feels as a regular occurrence of insomnia, so this practice will really help you to focus and channel your attention to a calm day when you're feeling quite tired. So come to lie on your back. So come to lie down, almost like you've never left your bed. Palms up and close your eyes. So start to feel into your breath as it moves in and out through your nose. Let your inhalations balloon and inflate your belly, and your exhalations relax and sink you further into the earth beneath you. There's no rush. Nothing to do, no to-do list or agenda. Simply take this time to become present in your body. Keep your eyes closed and just ever so slowly bring your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands beneath your kneecap and hug your right knee in towards your armpit. You might want to flex the right toes. Feel your belly press against your right thigh. And when you exhale, allow the knee to draw further in, allowing the left leg to be heavy. Breathing in and breathing out. So let's come into a twist. Bring your right knee over to the left, rolling onto your left hip. So you might want to bounce yourself over a little bit. And then take your right arm away from you. See if you can get that right shoulder down on the floor. And take your gaze over to your right, if that's good for your neck. You might notice the range of motion in this twist might be quite difficult. With it being first thing, and being tired, don't force it, just let gravity do the work. And slowly unwind, knee back, level the hips, right leg straight, left knee up into the chest, interlace the fingers underneath the kneecap, drawing that left knee in towards the chest, flex the feet, breathe. Feel your breath, scan your body, notice where you might be holding on to any unnecessary tension, and then softly and slowly move into your twist over to the right. Left knee comes across the body, shimmy your right hip under a little bit. Left shoulder down on the mat, left arm away. No forcing, just allowing gravity to relax. Take your gaze over to your left hand if that feels good for your neck. And breathe. And with your next in-breath, bring yourself back to center. Bring yourself back to center. Bring yourself into a hug. Knees together, hugging in your knees, rocking side to side if that feels good. Allowing the hips to be heavy. So let's get a little bit more active now. We're going to move forward and back on the spine. So rock up to your tailbone and then back up to your skull. Back and forward, up and down. Inhale up, exhale back. And then your next rock forward, come to a comfortable seat. And then you're going to bring your arms up, away from you, up across the head. Interlace the fingers, press the palms away. And then we go side to side. Doesn't matter which side. Just allowing the movement and the breath to release the muscles in the rib cage. Shoulders away from ears. Come back to center. And then take your arms behind you and you're going to interlace the fingers again, but behind you. Drawing the arms back. Lift your chest up. Collarbones broaden. Keep the lift through the chest. And then release the fingers to the ground. And let's do some slow circles with the neck. Any direction. It can be full circles or just half circles. Whatever feels good for you. If there's anywhere that feels like it really needs a little bit more, then hold and let that relaxation and that stretch really come into the neck, into the shoulder, into the jaw. A few more breaths. And then bring the head back to center. Close your eyes and bring your palms together in front of the heart. Pause. And set your intention for today. Something around the fact that you haven't slept much. With that intention in mind, open your eyes and then just bring yourself onto all fours. And bring anything that you might need to pad out your knees. And we're just going to do a few rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, look up. Exhale round the spine for cat. Tuck in those toes, really pressing into the toes, pressing into the fingertips as you move through your cat-cow with breath. Allow the neck to move and the shoulder blades, really allowing that thoracic spine to open up. And from here, untuck the toes. And then you're just going to bring your hips all the way back to child's pose. Bring your hands all the way forward. So your fingertips are on the ground. Let your arms pop up and your forehead resting. Notice how this brings the hips back towards the heels, really lengthening the side body. Few breaths. Connect with the intention that you set. Release. Hands back under shoulders. And from here, you're going to just take your left shin around and the right foot out away from you. Press down through the left hand. Right arm comes up. Really press into that left hand and your right foot. Flip the right palm so it faces towards the earth and comes all the way over to your left side. Let's come into gate pose. Inhale, bring that right arm up and then draw yourself all the way up on a big breath, big deep breath in, taking your right hand down your right leg and your left arm up. Big breath into the left ribs and then release, come round and back to all fours. So let's take it to the other side. Spin the right shin out, right hand down, left foot down. Reach high with the left arm. Inhale. And then rotate the palm down. So it comes over your head. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then inhale that arm up. Bring yourself up to gate pose. Right arm up, left arm down. One more breath. And release and come back to all fours. Lengthen your stance a little bit. Tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog. Just move with breath. Shake your head, yes and no. Moving the shoulders, bending the knees. Do what feels good for your body. So start to walk the dog now, if you're not already. And walk the feet to the top of the mat. And then hang in forward fold. Feet hip width apart. Grab your hands around your elbows. And let your head become really heavy. Sway to the balls of the feet. And then just bend and re-straighten the knees. Allowing the spine to release. Take it side to side. So swinging through the upper body, creating a little bit of a twist from one side to the other, bending one knee, bending the other. Bend the knees, press the fingertips to the ground, right foot back for a low lunge. Stretching back through the right heel. And then rolling the shoulders back, really pressing through, coming into your lunge. Tap the knee back to the ground, and then re-straighten. Few times. Tapping it down and inhaling it back up. Keep the knee on the ground now and bring the hands to the front knee. Lift the chest. Breathe. And then really bring those arms up. Breathe. Release the arms. And then interlace the fingers behind your back. Breathe. And then plant the palms and step yourself all the way back into your first plank pose. Firm up through your belly, legs and arms. And then step your right foot forward into lunge. Draw that length from your heel to your head. And then with your breath, tap the knee to the ground and re-straighten the leg. Do that a few times. Take your time. Breathing in and breathing out. And bring both hands to the front knee. Use your hands to really push towards the knee for balance. Lift up through the chest, and then arms up. Look up towards the ceiling, and then bring your hands behind, interlace. Draw the shoulders up and back, lifting the chest even further. Well done. Release the hands to the ground. This time, step the back foot forward to meet the front and hang into ragdoll, forward fold, and breathe. Bend your knees quite a lot for chair pose. Arms up, either side of the ears, sink down through the hips, interlace the hinds behind your back. Breathe. And then inhale, straighten your legs. And then come all the way up and over, clasping those hands still, drawing the arms up and opening that chest. And release. Hands to the ground. Step your left leg back into lunge. Keep the knee up now. Left hand down, right arm up. Gentle open twist. Leaning back and express yourself. Let the foot come to the pinky side and allow the knee to place open. You should be able to feel a real good awakening through the right hip here. Come back to center. Straighten the right leg, straighten the left. Let's for pigeon. So just drop the back knee, take your right leg across. So we're not going to become passive in this. I want you to tent the fingers and then really inhale, and then on your exhale bow forward. So inhale, pressing into those fingertips. Exhale, bow down. Those elbows wide, leading with the chest. And release. Well done. Bring the hands back to the mat. Tuck the toes. And come back into plank. Lower down. And come into a cobra on your inhale. And exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes. Press your hips back, almost like you're coming into child's. And then come back, downward facing dog, and breathe. Inhale, rock forward to plank, and then bring your left foot forward into high lunge. Spin the right hand out, left arm up and open up to the sky. Breathe. Lean back a little, broadening through the chest. Release, left hand to left knee, spin the foot out, press the knee away from you, breathe into that hip. And come back to center, straighten the legs, pigeon on this side, so left foot in, right foot back. Tent the fingers wider than your mat. Take a nice big deep breath in, and then exhale, bow down. Just coming into that flow again. Releasing any tension in the hip. Elbows wide, melting the heart towards the ground. And then inhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, step back for plank. And then pressing back, downward facing dog. Walk forward, ragdoll. Feet hip width apart, and just fold here for a moment. Bend the knees, chair pose, reach the arms up overhead, and then interlace the hands behind your back. Roll shoulders back, lift the chest, and then straighten the legs and come forward. Chest expansion, arms pushing up. Release the arms, hands to the ground, and let's step way back for downward facing dog. This time bring your feet to touch, so the inside edges of the feet are together. Breathe. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the knee. Swing right hip on top of left, opening up the deep psoas muscle. Step your right foot forward between your hands, and you may want a block on the highest setting here for triangle pose. Pivot and place the back foot down. Your right hand on your block on the outside of your right foot. Straighten the leg. Then come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Extending both arms. Pressing into that back foot. From here, let's come into extended side angle. Bend the right knee, place the right elbow on the right knee, and then your left arm over, palm facing down, and breathe. Keep your knee deeply bent, and we'll come up and over for reverse warrior. Right arm up, left arm back. Coming through to warrior 2, bend your right elbow, bring your left arm over and on top of the right elbow, and breathe. Pressing the feet into the mat, right knee over right ankle, and release. Come all the way down. Take a moment and press yourself back into downward facing dog. Feet together. Big breath in. And then next inhale, left leg up, bend the knee and open the hip. Draw the left leg through. Triangle pose on the other side. Spin the back heel down. Use your block. Drawing that right arm up. Unfurling into triangle pose. Ground down through the outside of the right foot. Ball of the left foot. Pressing firmly into the earth. Bend through the left knee. Keep your left hand where it is or pop the elbow on the knee. Right arm up and over, palm facing down. Slowly rise. Reverse warrior. And coming through warrior 2. And then bend your left elbow. Take a hold of your left elbow with your right hand. Drawing the elbows back in space. Relaxing that left knee down. One more breath. Sinking into the hips and release. Unwind. And press yourself back to plank pose. And then once you come back down onto your belly, let's do an inhale to cobra. Exhale back down. Inhale, push yourself all the way back up to child's pose. Tuck the toes and press yourself back up to downward facing dog. Now from here we're going to come into a squat. So just bring your feet on the outside of your mat on an angle. Hips down, palms together, pressing the elbows into the knees and the knees into the elbows. Feel into your body. Notice how your body now feels different after your practice. And then just to release, come onto your bum and we're going to come into fish pose as a counter pose. So you want to put your hands underneath your bottom, so just wiggle around until you can get that sorted. Hands facing down, palms facing down, and then extend the legs out, point the toes. Draw those shoulder blades in and then just let the head relax back and melt. Just really breathing in to your day. Allowing any stress to just melt and let go. And know that this won't last. Your tiredness. And then you can either stay here for the rest of your Shavasana if you feel comfortable in doing so, or you can release and come into traditional Shavasana on your back, legs apart, arms away from the body, palms facing up, Breathing in and breathing out, just allowing that breath now to just be steady and even. I know it's a temptation now to maybe jump up out of Shavasana, but I urge you to stay here, listen to the music, and then listen to my final instructions. So slowly start to bring your attention back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, legs together, arms above your head. Take a big stretch. And then just bring yourself up, maybe by rocking yourself up like we did at the beginning of practice. And come up to seat cross-legged. We're not going to be here very long. I just want you to remember that intention that you set for today. And remember, your insomnia won't last forever. Palms to prayer, chin to chest. Thank you for your practice. Namaste. My name is Suzanne Lawson. I hope you have a wonderful day.